Today, we're going to be talking about 4 skills to be able to improve your ability to prospect and get better at sales. Now, before we get started in that, let me just tell you, welcome to the Destiny Global Facebook page. If you haven't yet smash that like button on this page, please do so. We are here every week bringing you engaging content to help you improve your life, make more money, pay off debt, grow your business. Here at Destiny Global, we're about helping people equip themselves for success. My name is Jackie, and I'm a trainer here at Destiny Global. And what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is this skill set tonight is what helped me get started as a young entrepreneur 17 years ago. Now, I don't have time to go into everything, but I'm going to give you 4 key skills that help you get better at prospecting, particularly if you're in some sort of a sales position or a direct sales position where you're actually talking to clients. Okay, are you ready for this? I want to go ahead and tell you, number 4, I'm going to be talking about one of the most important skills that you can have. Number 3 is going to probably surprise you, but I think it is the most powerful skill that's necessary for duplication, particularly in a direct sales type business model. But let's go ahead and start with number 1, okay? So number 1, you want to make certain that you get started the right way. Now, it's important that you understand as you're building business and as you're talking to people that you don't want to, nothing happens by accident. You want to make certain that you have a plan. You're not going to stumble into success ever. Success is never going to happen unintentionally. You have to take intentional steps to be able to have success. So when you're going to get started, a lot of times people procrastinate. They're like, I'm going to do that. I want to do that. That's a good idea. I love that. And they'll kind of say these confirmation emotional messages to themselves. But the question is, so when are you going to start? Ladies and gentlemen, you need to have a plan of getting started. What is your plan? Is it tomorrow morning or is it tomorrow evening whenever you get off work? When are you going to start talking to clients for your business? Because if you don't have a plan to start, you're never actually going to start. So if you create a plan to get started, you need to have a start date. And by the way, you also need to have some work hours. Are you going to spend an hour a day building your part-time business? Or are you going to spend 2 hours a day? And by the way, then you want to be consistent with the time that you're building your business. Every business has business hours. You want to make certain that you have business hours for your business. You want to make sure that you're consistent and diligent. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not about working 50 hours a week. It might not even be worth, working 5 hours a day. Some of you are like, look, I'm doing this part-time. Part-time is okay. I started business 17 years ago on a part-time basis. I had a full-time job working as an RN. I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew, and by the way, my schedule rotated. I actually had to plan my schedule a week in advance because the next week I was working a different set of shifts. I was doing 8-hour shifts and 12-hour shifts, and I alternated between days and evenings, first and second shift. And I worked 12-hour days. So I would work day shift, 8-hour day, a 12-hour, have a day off. And then I might work an evening, 8-hour shift or something like that, have 2 days off. And, however it worked. It was like the only consistency for me was I had every other weekend off. That was the only consistent thing in my schedule. And I knew that every week, if I worked last weekend, I'm going to have this weekend off. But that was the only consistent. So it's important that you actually make a plan to get started. But here's another thing. Don't overthink your plan. Just when are you starting? What are you going to do? And just go for it. Don't expect to be perfect. See, when you heard me say get started the right way, the most important thing, most of you heard right. I got to do it the right way. Can I tell you, anytime you're doing something new, it's 100% guarantee you're not going to do it the right way the first time. When you heard get started the right way, the most important phrase was get started. Just get started. Don't expect to be perfect. Go make a mess. Messes are profitable. You learn from messes. Every new business makes a little bit of a mess. It's okay. People let perfection stop them. Listen, imperfect action is better than perfect inaction every time. So yes, make a plan. Start tomorrow. You're hearing my voice. You're seeing my face. Start tomorrow. Don't delay. Why delay your success? Why delay your goals? Why delay your future? Start tomorrow. Have a plan of when you're getting started. What are your work hours? And stick to it. And by the way, don't push yourself to work 50 hours a week if you know that you can only work 20 hours a week. Don't push yourself to work 20 hours a week if you know most week you can only do 15 or 10 hours or even 5 hours. What is the schedule that you can stick to, and stick to it? By the way, 80% of your time when you're building business, specifically a brand new business, is focused solely on getting new clients, which is why we're talking about your prospecting skills. It's why I'm talking about having a work schedule and getting started and having a plan to get started. Because if you don't have a plan to get started, and if you don't know when you're going to go to work, you never get to focus on the 80% of how to get clients. By the way, these 4 skills that we're talking about tonight, this is part of a much, much bigger training that we have, that we do at our First Step Success training seminars. But I'm going to give you some action points that you can apply tonight to start getting results tomorrow. So number 1, get started the right way. The key is getting started. Have a plan, take action. Number 2, become more magnetic. What do I mean by that? I'm not talking about like magnetic attraction and somehow you're just going to attract all this business to you. No. People gravitate towards you, and your goal is to put yourself in a position where people can gravitate towards you. So first of all, what do people gravitate towards? What do people feel connected to? It's leadership. They want to know that they're following someone who's a leader, but a leader is not based on what many of us think it is. When I was brand new in business, I'm like, who's going to follow me? Who's going to allow me to teach them anything or to show them anything or to sell them anything? What's my results? And that was the key. I didn't have results yet as a leader, but it wasn't the results of leadership. It wasn't the results like I had to have a hugely successful business or I had to know everything about the product. No. Leadership is about posture. It is about belief. It is about confidence. Now, you may be getting started brand new in a business, and you might not have a track record in that business yet, but you have belief in the product or the service that you're marketing. And here's proof. Are you using it? If you want to grow your confidence with your product and your service, you have to be using it. Unless you created your product, then you had to buy it from a company. And a lot of times people will say things, they'll be like, well, I don't know if I can buy that. I don't know if I can afford that. Listen, if you're marketing products that you're either buying at wholesale or that you're using directly yourself and you're struggling with, should I buy it? Can I use it? Your clients, your prospects are going to have that same struggle. Here's what I encourage you to do. Buy your products that you're marketing, use them, create your own personal success story. Use them like you paid for the scientist to formulate it. Use them like the company creator who created that product. Have the same exact intention of seeing that product succeed as the formulator did or the CEO did who created that product. Use it like you personally invested millions of dollars to have it created. Or don't, but then don't expect other people to want to use it. You've got to be the kind of client and customer that you want other people to be. And what happens is when you purchase that product, whether you're purchasing it every week or every month or whatever, when you're purchasing that product and you're using it and you're getting results, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. If you have a weight loss product and you're losing weight, if you have some sort of wellness product and it's helping you, there's a lot of people out there have these premium like oils and things that they help people sleep better and help people feel better. If you're using those products and you're getting results, then when someone is like, does that actually work? You don't have to explain why it works. You don't have to explain the ingredients and the science behind it. Your yes, it works is almost good enough for most people because of the confidence that you're going to have. And if the yes isn't good enough, then it's your story. Before we started using it, let me tell you what happened. Before we started using it, X, Y, and Z. Since we started using it, X, Y, and Z. I plan to use these products for the rest of my life. When someone hears that, that's attractive. I want to know what that is. I want to understand what you got. Where does that thing come from? That intangible belief. But remember how I said in the first point that you have to have a plan? Success isn't by accident. Your confidence in your belief in your product or in your service isn't by accident. It's because you're using it. It's improving your life in some way. It's helping you save money. You're getting a good result out of it. So here's what I recommend. If you want to build your belief, the first area to build your belief is in the product or service that you're marketing. Maximize it. Make certain that you're on the auto ship, or increase the purchase. Use other products. Increase your belief in the total product line as much as you can. Maybe not just one product. Make certain that you have conviction on what the products or the purpose of the products and what they do, or if you're using some sort of services helping you save money, make certain not only that you use the services and you assume they help you save money. If you know they're helping you save money, then you want to make certain that you track how much money they're helping you save. That's important. Because when people say, are you saving money on these products? You're going to say, yes, we're able to save X amount of dollars. Or yes, we've been saving money every single month for the past 6 months. Or the past 6 years. So if you want to be more magnetic, if you want people to be attracted to you, they're going to be attracted to your confidence. And to grow your confidence in your product or your service, you want to use that product. Be a product of the product. All right, number 3. This is a good one. This is going to blow your mind because this is simple. In number 2, we were talking about becoming more magnetic by growing your confidence in your beliefs. You see that number 2 is important because it's not as much about what you say, but it's how you say it. 93% of all communication is nonverbal. That means only 7% of communication is the words that you say, the actual words that you say. That means that you have to get those words right. You cannot mess up on the words. So what do you say, and how do you say it? We need to understand something, that I built an organization, the direct sales business, where we did combined, by the best estimations, the best calculations that we could figure out, is over $100 million in revenue over a 17-year period. $100 million. By the way, various countries, all 50 states probably. I don't even know the total countries. I have to figure it out. Definitely everything from Nigeria to Brazil to the UK. All over the place. The way that we were able to build business is because we were duplicatable. We were able to get someone started very, very quickly and give them the words to say so they could get it, get done. They knew what to say. They didn't have to guess. They didn't have to figure out if what I'm saying is good enough. Does this work? And it's be able to create a duplicatable system. So what are the words? This prospecting and closing script book right here, literally, let me just go to people that I personally know. Tens of millions of dollars in revenue, personally millions of dollars for me, just by reading these scripts. Literally read scripts. If you're doing any form of sales and you don't have a script, then you're winging it. And here's a problem. When you wing it, how you feel is going to highly affect what you're saying and how you're doing it. So let me explain this. What happens is, you go into your home office, wherever that may be. It may be a corner of a bedroom, living room, might be a separate bedroom, might be an office. You go into that home office and you get started, or you meet somebody somewhere and you're going to have a presentation, and you go to sit down. How you feel is going to cause you to say things a little bit differently if your words are not scripted. And by the way, I literally would not answer the phone if I knew it was a client or prospect unless I had my script in front of me. My entire business. At First Steps Success, you'll see us do some role playing with actual scripts. You'll see me live role play. I believe so strongly in this. And if I'm going to be very honest with you, I think this is the most important point. Number 3 is the most important point. Functionally, it's the most important point. When it comes to talking about specific work and action, number 3 is the most important point. 4 is kind of important too. But knowing what to say and how to say it in a way that is duplicatable. In the beginning, the very first event I went to, I heard you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just follow the system. It works. And that particular event, I had seen several people talk about, hey, we made our first 6-figure income. We made our first $50,000 by reading scripts. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I knew I could at least read scripts. I knew that. I have never intentionally tried to memorize this script. I just read the script. In fact, I'll tell you the script that I read the most. Where's that in the script book? It's on page, my glasses. It's on page 36 in this script book. It is the script that I read the most. And again, if you go to First Step Success, you'll see me actually role play and teach some more of the concepts. But let me tell you how easy it is to be able to build business when people see you reading scripts or they hear you reading scripts. My brand new person, I would have them on the phone with me and they would hear me read scripts live. You know what happens? They're like, oh, I can do that. Yeah, you can. Of course you can. What does that do for their confidence? What does that do for their belief? It makes business simple. It makes it duplicatable. And what I've watched happen over the years is I've seen people say, people more talented than me, go into business with me. And they'll say, I don't need a script. I'm just good at what I do. I got a good personality. And they're right, but personalities aren't duplicatable, but that's okay. That's another story. So they'll go off and they're feeling good. They're excited and enthusiastic. Remember, it's not as much about what you say, but how you say it. So in the beginning, when someone's optimistic and they're enthusiastic, the words matter a lot less. But if they have a bad day or something's going on in their personal life and they're not feeling good, then guess what? Then they start saying words that are a little bit different. And they start changing what they're saying and they don't know it. And people later will say, I can't tell you how many times, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months later, they're like, this isn't working the same way. Something's changed. But yet, myself and everyone else in our organization are still building business. But what changed? How they were saying what they were saying with their prospects and clients changed. And they, over time, changed the words and didn't even realize it. There will be times in business, every day is not sunshine and roses. And when you're not feeling great for whatever reason, but you know you got an obligation to your clients that you're reaching out to, so you go to work, there's going to be times that you don't feel great. But your saving grace, your security blanket is, you ain't got to worry about what to say. You know what to say. It's right there in the script. Some of you are trying to grow business and you're trying to figure out why you can't grow business. It's because your business isn't duplicatable. Read scripts. By the way, before you ask, did people know that I was reading a script? Sometimes, yes. Every once in a while, someone will say, are you reading a script? You know what I would say? Yes. And keep going. I didn't care if they knew that I was reading a script. It didn't matter to me if they knew I was reading a script. I wanted to get it right, and my ego didn't get in the way. All right, so number 3, know what to say. Read a script. Prospect and closing script book. By the way, in this script book, so many scripts are in here. Someone says, I don't have the money. I need to think about it. I mean, just about every objection you could think of, is in this script book. I just saw one of the testimonials on the back. Wow. That's about all I can say. The script book is so excellent. It quadrupled my success rate and has made it fun again. Why? Because you didn't have to think about what to say. Here's another one. I've never paid attention to these. By applying the techniques taught, I was able to generate a 6-figure income in less than a year with a 90% closing ratio. This is right on the back. Hands down, the best scripts I've ever used. Some guy named Jacob. Client. Incredible. All right, number 4. Are you ready for this? This is the most important skill probably, period. Because without this skill, even the scripts can't help you. This skill is talking about master the one skill that guarantees success above all else. Master the one skill that guarantees success. So let me explain something to you. I don't have a board, so I'm going to show you here on my hand. So let's just say you're right here, right? This is starting. This is, actually, let's go. This isn't even starting. This is poverty. This is like broke. Like you don't know, how you're going to eat food next week, right? I don't know if you've ever been there. At one point in time in my life, as a young child, my family was there. But let's pretend like this is total broke, right? Destitute broke. And let's just say you're about right here, middle of the hand. Like this is middle class lifestyle, middle class living. You don't got too much extra, but you're getting your needs met for the most part. As long as no major emergency happens, you're making it. You're doing all right. And if most people are sitting right here, which if you're watching this video, chances are most people are right here, and your goal is success, where do you think that success is? So if this is dead broke, this is middle class, where's success? Where's I want to build a successful business that's producing an income where I have time freedom and financial freedom. Where's that at? And if broke is here, middle class is here, most people will say, well, success is up here. Most people believe that success is somewhere out there they can't reach, they can't get to. Let me tell you something. I know for a fact that if you're dead broke is here and middle class lifestyle is here, success is right here. It's just above it. It is so close. Success is so close to where, like it's so close to where you're at right now, but you don't realize it because you can't see it, you can't touch it. So we naturally assume that it's got to be a long ways away. And what happens when you start business is the very first time that because you don't believe success is just a little bit further. What happens is as soon as you have a hard situation that you run into, as soon as you hit a roadblock or you have, something that you don't know how to figure out, or you get frustrated, or you call that client, you're like, Jackie said read a script, and I read a script and it didn't go well. By the way, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter. What you lack in skill, you make up in numbers. That Chinese for another time. We'll see that at First Steps. But understand something. Success is closer than you think. But if you give up before you get there, then you're not any closer. Did you hear me? It doesn't matter the progress that you made. If you give up before you cross that finish line of success, then you're no closer to the finish line in reality because your life doesn't change at all. Let me give you a real world example. Prior to me getting started in business, I was an RN. In nursing school, I am not the most academically talented person on the planet, and I don't mind saying that. We have to be aware of our weaknesses. It's probably why I read a script. I knew I wasn't good at memorization, so I chose to read a script, and it worked insanely well. I actually flunked out of nursing school twice. I had to reapply 3 times to get a 2-year degree. It took me 5 years to get a 2-year degree. That's a true story. I graduated from Wilson Tech Community College in Wilson, North Carolina. But when I went to nursing school, someone said to me the second time I reapplied, they said, "Why would you keep going? I would just quit." Now, mind you, I had finally gotten like halfway through my second to last semester, so I had half a semester and one more to get done. And in one of our study groups, this girl said, I don't understand. I would have quit. I would have given up. And I said, because there's 5 semesters to be a registered nurse, I said, what do I get for 3.5 semesters? I have given, all of this time, 3+ years, 4 years, basically 3.5 semesters down. That sounds weird to say. 3.5 semesters down. But if I don't finish, if I don't cross that finish line, I have all of this knowledge and nothing I can do with it because I'm still not a nurse. I've got to get to the end to finally get the result I'm looking for. All of the progress doesn't matter if I give up before I get to the finish line. Now, that's not 100% true. Obviously, we learn as we grow. But you've got to keep going to get to the finish line. Let me tell you what that taught me. It taught me to never give up. It taught me to persist. Because of that experience of a foundational belief that I know how to push forward through adversity, and I know that I'm not going to give up easily. And I'm going to tell you right now, as you're building businesses, you're gaining skill sets. When you watch something on this Destiny Global Facebook page, everything here is about moving the needle to help you from your skill set wise, helping you gain a little bit more skill to help you get a little bit closer to what you need to have success. When you go to First Step Success, it's a full, immersive, live, or virtual event, but it's an event. It's live because even if it's virtual, it's happening live. But it's a full, immersive event that's about helping you gain skill set in so many different areas of your life. Paying off debt, getting ahead, removing roadblocks that's been holding you back that you don't even know are holding you back. By the way, the next event's coming up. It may sell out, so I would recommend that you get registered. But that's what First Steps is really all about. I'm going to tell you, whether it's going through a First Step Success event, whether it's watching something here on this Facebook page at Destiny Global, the most important thing is that you don't quit. The single biggest skill that you need to guarantee success is the skill to persist till you get the success that your heart desires. I believe that you were designed to succeed. And I believe that everybody has a special calling in their life. But if you don't push forward, nothing's going to be given to you. Opposition is designed to help you get better. Opposition is designed to help you get the skills you need to get to your goals. See, a lot of times we start here and it's like, I want a successful business. I want a 6-figure business, or I want $1 million business, whatever that goal is. But you have to have a certain level of skill set. You have to have a certain type of personality traits to be the type of person who can not only get to a 6-figure or get to a 7-figure business, but then be able to maintain that success. A lot of people can get to success and lose it, but you have to have a certain type of skill set to get to that result, to get to that goal, and maintain that success. You don't want to trip on a 6-figure income, trip on a 7-figure income, and then lose it all. That's not what you're here for. You've got a call in your life. You've got something incredible that you were designed, that you were purposely put together for, designed for, to help you have success. Your calling is different than my calling. But my calling is no more special than your calling. And your calling is no more special than my calling. We have a different purpose and we have slightly different goals. But that means in order for us to reach our goals, we have to gain a certain type of skill set. So whenever you face opposition, opposition is not there to define you. Opposition is there to refine you. And if you give up, you're going to allow your failures to define who you are. But if you push through that opposition, you're going to allow opposition to refine you into who you're going to become. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so already, hopefully you'll smash that like page. You'll follow us here at Destiny Global. Because whether it's free content here on this website or one of our live training events, we have a mission. And that mission is to raise up people who want to have an impact on this planet. And I'm going to show up here every couple of weeks doing everything that I can. Carmen's going to show up here every couple of weeks doing everything that she can. Mr. Kim Brown's going to show up and every chance that he gets, helping you learn something so you can accomplish the life that you're supposed to live. Have a great night. God bless.